Hey, what are you doing here?
He's touching me.
Yeah. What?
It's Halloween. We've got Brainy Brian back with
that.
Halloween is like people think it's supposed to be for like zombies and vampires and stuff like that, but this is far creepier than any of that. Brian's gonna show us his Ventriloquist Dummy Collection.
This guy, his name is Mortimer Snerd. He's modeled after
Mortimer Snerd?
Mortimer
Snerd.
Snerd. Sounds like something I was called in elementary school.
He's modeled after a famous ventriloquist dummy who was, I guess, made famous in the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
So that's what the guy looked like?
Yeah, but obviously this is like
a
toy version.
Yeah.
That's what the dummy looked like, not the
No, the guy actually...
What do you call the people who use them?
A ventriloquist.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Who was actually Candace Bergen of Murphy Brown fame. It was her father. Her father was a famous ventriloquist. Huh. This was his second sort of most famous dummy, Mortimer Snerd. Kind of like a goofy, rednecky hillbilly.
It's untied.
Yeah? Well, why don't you tie it up again? All you got... Oh. Guess you waited too long, huh?
Yes, you might say that.
This one, I used to see this one. I used to go to Philly all the time to go to like punk rock shows and stuff. And I used to stop in some weird...
Just to contrast.
And I used to stop in some magic store. Why, I don't know. And this guy was always hanging up on the wall. So fast forward, like, first couple years eBay had existed. I started going on eBay and I started buying all these ventriloquist dummies. I remember this guy was in Philly, so I drove to Philly and I bought him. And I was talking the guy's ear off about him, and it turned out there was some guy who was kind of famous for buying the kids' toys and converting them into professionally working ventriloquist dummies. So he put real hair on them, he cut out their eyes and put in glass eyes, he took the head off and put the head on a stick.
Cut out their eyes and he took the head off and put the head on a stick.
It's as close to owning a real dummy as I'll ever come because these things can be really, really expensive. Even this guy alone, I don't want to tell you what I spent on him. It was a few $100.
He's eyeballing you.
The famous Emmett Kelly, the famous sad clown. Again, another toy. Like everything about him is a toy. His hair is plastic. His hat is molded right onto his clowny head. And all these guys work on a pull string on the back of their necks.
Make them say something.
I don't have a clue. I know nothing about ventriloquism. I just think they're awesome.
Wait a second. Wait, so you had all these guys around as a kid but never even practiced using them?
No, I never tried once.
You never even...
Never once.
Sat it on your lap?
Not even to this day.
Never. This is probably as close as it's ever come to sitting on my lap. Our father used to watch... I have him back here at some point. Famous ventriloquist Paul Winchell. He had a TV show called like Winchell Mahoney Time. His famous dummy, Jerry Mahoney. My father used to watch that. So when I started buying a lot of these things on eBay, we started finding old VHS compilation tapes of that show. I love to watch this stuff. I don't have the faintest idea how to do it.
Jerry, will you please hurry up with your makeup? We're going to be on any minute and we still don't know what to do.
Well, if you don't know what to do, then why don't we go home?
So what's Emmett Kelly's story? Like, I recognize him.
Yeah.
He's a real person. He was just, I think he was like a Barnum and Bailey clown.
Why, Brian? Why?
Yeah, I had at one point like 20 of them sitting on shelves in my room when I was younger and still lived at home. I condensed it down to like 8 really cool ones. And I mean, I was a kid, but anytime I'd have people over, they were thoroughly creeped out. Like nobody could come into the house. Bozo, of course.
Oh yeah, that's horrific. Oh my god. Well, I mean, that's yeah. All right, that right there's your thumb down. That one's disturbing. So do you think he ever sits in like sewer grates looking out at people?
We all float down here.
I don't like that one.
Nobody likes them. That's part of the reason why I collect them, I think, because nobody liked them. These things haven't seen the light of day in 15 years at least, and I still have friends that constantly talk about them and ridicule me. I'm a creep. Everyone should stay away from me. Famous comedian and actor W.C. Fields.
I gotta tell you, sitting here with W.C. Fields all decked out in his shirt and tie and stuff, I feel a little underdressed. Tig, do you feel the same way? A little underdressed?
Yeah, I feel like we're being
probably-
shown up by a bunch of dummies.
Yeah, we probably are a little.
Yeah, I don't want to look bad with dummies. Yeah, so
You want to change that?
we'll be back in a second. That's a lot better. Now I don't feel like we're being upstaged. So this is W.C. Fields, right? He's always the one who's going on about like liquor and women.
And hating kids. He hated kids and dogs.
He didn't like dogs either.
No. His later days, apparently, I read this in his biography, the studio wanted to keep track of him, so they gave him a handler to prevent him from drinking. And he used to knowingly, like everybody apparently knew about it, he used to keep like a flask essentially of pineapple juice with him. And that was the big gag, but everybody knew it was full of booze. So he had left like his room once or something, and his handler dumped it out and put pineapple juice in it. And a little while later, all the crew heard him yelling from his room, "Somebody put pineapple juice in my pineapple juice." That's why I love this guy. He was Charlie McCarthy. This is Mortimer Snerd's buddy.
Now, am I wrong? Is this the most famous ventriloquist dummy
Yeah, I
of all
remember
time?
him.
Without a doubt, you can't see it, but he's got a monocle. He's the top hat monocle tuxedo dummy.
He's the Babe Ruth of
He's the Babe Ruth
ventriloquist dummy.
of dummies.
Now, with back in the day when this was a thing up in popular culture, was it they just in the movies? Was it on stage? Were they on TV? Like how did people take in these acts?
Definitely on stage in vaudeville, without a doubt. They were in the movies. Charlie McCarthy Detective, Here We Go Again, You Can't Cheat an Honest Man.
Wait. Like he would headline movies?
He headlined plenty of movies.
Really?
Or he was co-star,
That's amazing.
like second to a guy like W.C. Fields, who was like a major movie star. You don't know if this is like urban legend or not, but apparently he used to, when Candice Bergen was a baby, he used to, and apparently throughout most of her life, he would sit the dummies at the table during dinner and would like ignore his own kid and have conversations with the dummies.
Oh,
Really.
I mean, that sums it up right there. Like,
Yeah, but that's why it's awesome.
Did he make an appearance in like Cannonball Run or something? For
The first Muppets movie.
first Muppets movie, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah?
I vaguely remember
Okay.
Edgar
them
Bergen
showing up in like a quick...
Yeah. Edgar Bergen was like a pretty old man in that movie, or he was getting older, but there's like a quick little snippet in that movie.
Yeah.
I think we should thank the judges of today's contest, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy.
You're not gonna believe who the winner is, folks. So come now, Charlie. It's their movie.
For all of our Pee-wee Herman fans,
Yeah.
if you guys remember from Pee-wee's Playhouse, Billy Baloney, his ventriloquist dummy.
Show him up close. Let
Yeah.
people see him up close, because people will remember him. Billy
Such a
Baloney.
weird... There you go.
And he actually functions like a professional one, where he's got a handle and a trigger back there. If I remember, I haven't seen Pee-wee's Playhouse in ages. I think he was just sitting somewhere like in the background, and Pee-wee Herman would grab him from time to time and play with him.
Dear Lord.
Thank you, eBay. Ventriloquism's first couple,
Yes.
Danny O'Day. Hold my friend up there.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
We don't want him to tip over. And his lovely girlfriend, Haley O'Hara. And if you really look close, they're pretty much the same person with different hair.
I mean, she's a redhead. That's cute.
I think the ventriloquist, whose dummies these were, his name was Jimmy Nelson. I think, again, like very well known in the 1960s. Kind of young, clean-cut guy. And these were his two dummies. I've never actually seen any video of any performances of these two.
Oh, really?
I just used to see them on like old websites, and I found them on eBay, and I bought them because I thought they looked cool.
So you said they're called ventriloquism's first couple?
I just made that up. I could be totally wrong, but it sounded. And this guy was pretty well known in the 1970s. I think the ventriloquist's name was Willie Tyler, and the dummy was named Lester. And if memory serves, he's still around now and still performs. I saw him
Really?
at a community college 10 or 15 years ago.
I like his corduroy shirt.
Yeah, very 1970s.
Real corduroy,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That's real corduroy.
The
Fine grain.
The color of his clothes, very 1970s. He's got, like, I think more of a maniacal smile, like it actually turns up more in the
Yeah.
corners of his mouth. So he's a little bit more scary, but I loved him. He was always one that was prominently displayed on my shelf because he was kind of cool. And because...
And you saw, is this, when you saw the operator, is this the dummy that he was using?
Not this particular one, but yes.
Yes, really. But like that was
He
the character.
stole it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is another one. Again, they're all toys, but this was a cool one because he was one of the only toys I ever found that is like a professionally working ventriloquist dummy. His head comes out, and his mouth is trigger action, and you actually work him through a hole in the back of his torso. I remember with a dear friend of mine, we used to go driving around with these things in the passenger seats and mess with cars. It was a good time.
You use the HOV lane with them,
Yes.
right?
Really cheap rides through the Holland Tunnel.
That's...
Look at that.
God almighty. Oh, God.
I don't know the backstory with this. I don't remember where I got it. I don't remember how I got it. It's old. It's made of composite. His head is falling apart. It's probably from the 40s. And
You gotta put that up
his
close.
jaw is
Oh,
somewhere stuck inside of his head, so he's extra creepy.
Here, yeah. Ah.
I can do...
You could
Imagine staring at this thing.
No.
You could imagine a horror movie with
Just
that.
based on that.
Yeah.
If you ask him, maybe he'll tell you
So
if
you
he's
don't
killed
know,
anyone.
but you don't know. You don't know. Oh, he's got the googly eyes. Doesn't he? Yeah, he does. He's got the googly eyes. So you don't know anything about this one. What his name is, his history.
That's how horror stories start. By
I
the
have
way.
no
we
idea.
know nothing
But you
about
said
him.
off camera he's old though. This is an old one.
He's got to be old just because of the material he's made out of.
It's made of asbestos.
I wonder if it's. I was going to say like, is it lead paint? Like maybe you shouldn't lick it.
If I'm dead tomorrow, we'll know. Jaw has fallen into his head somewhere. So, oh, there it is. I got it.
Oh! Look! Oh, watching it come out is terrible.
There it is. Oh, look at that. That's wonderful.
God.
Oh, look at that. That's horrific.
Get him the
That's
hell out
pretty
of here.
horrific.
I don't like
So
that.
what would be your guess as to roughly when he's from?
I would think, like the size and the material that his head is made out of, I would say probably the 40s or the most likely the 50s.
Really? There's got to be somebody out there watching who knows more about this guy. So do us a favor, if you're watching this and you know about this dude, like tweet some answers or leave some comments or something like that because he would like to know.
Have you seen this boy?
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite. I prefer him way more than Laurel. It's my boy right there.
My first memory of them is
Check 'em out.
probably most people's first memory of these two.
Like early Saturday morning TV.
No, I actually is March of the Wooden Soldiers. Or,
Oh,
Yeah. Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy. Classics.
That's pretty cool. So how old? These aren't obviously that old.
Yeah, they're not that old.
They're plastic.
These guys are probably from the 80s. I might have gotten them in the 1990s or the late 90s even. Like I said, a lot of this stuff I should be embarrassed to say, but I'll own it. I bought this when I was an adult.
Wait, is that right? $50? Does that sound about right?
I should probably not say that, but yeah, they're probably $50.
I don't think 50 again is that bad. I mean, people pay $100 for toys of any kind of.
But when you think that I'm a grown adult buying ventriloquist dummies, I don't know how to do ventriloquism. I'm not interested in doing it.
That is weird and disappointing.
And they sit in boxes. It's a little weird to spend money on this. But
I still can't believe that as a kid you didn't even once put one on your lap and just sit there going like, hi.
No, but I did, funny enough, in my early 20s, I did sort of daydream about when I retire that I would start like a local cable access kid show. And a decent Jerry Mahoney doll will cost many hundreds of dollars. And this is like, this is the nicest one I could get. He's getting a little old. He's composite, so he could shatter really easy. This guy, as far as I know, this one is from the 1950s.
Wow.
Definitely. So you're looking at like 60 years old.
Look at that cool shirt. That's awesome shirt.
Yeah, like, but to get a really good one, like that even looks better, that's a little larger, they used to go for a ton of money on eBay, so I had to take what I could get, and I got this little guy. But I think he's actually way cooler because he's older.
Now, for the future women in your life who clearly are going to be pining after watching this video,
this is hot.
How much money did you spend on this?
He was a Christmas gift. Thank you to our mother.
Oh, really?
Thank you, Mom.
Wow, wonderful. So for the people who are watching this, who are not completely creeped out and they're actually kind of intrigued, and who might want to see some of these classics, like Gary Mahoney,
Jerry Mahoney,
like
Joey Baloney.
Who are like the three or four what are the 3 or 4 names that they should punch in a YouTube search right now to like look at cool stuff?
Jerry Mahoney and Paul Winchell's other dummy, Knucklehead Smith. Smiff.
Fair enough.
Wait, Smiff.
FF.
Smith. Okay.
Smith.
Cool. So, yeah. Check out that stuff, I guess, people.
Or write me hate mail if you're thoroughly disgusted by me, which I certainly would understand. Like I said, a lot of them were named after either famous real human beings or famous dummies. He's modeled after a famous marionette.
Howdy Doody.
Howdy Doody.
See, everyone, even if you don't know Howdy Doody by sight, you know the name.
It's weird. I never remember watching anything about him, but I know who he is for some reason.
I think he's even before our parents' generation.
Yeah.
I think this is just slightly before our parents' age. I don't know anybody really that ever watched Howdy Doody. I don't even know why I ended up getting him, other than the fact that he was a dummy, so I had to own him.
Yeah, he doesn't have the best clothes though. Look at that belt. It's just like vinyl.
Yeah.
Like this
80s.
Don't badmouth Howdy Doody.
I'm just saying, like.
It would be like leather.
You badmouth him, you got to take on all the rest. Christmas, I probably had 22 at this point. I had gotten a bunch for Christmas. I wanted to get dressed up and sit on the couch like this with them all just sitting around me like they were all my boys and get pictures taken, but...
It would be cool to have that as your, a dating profile picture.
Oh, you should totally go on Tinder and
do that.
I can't go on Tinder, but if I could...
Thank you for bringing this stuff by.
My pleasure.
It's creepy as hell, and it's perfect for Halloween.
Oh,
and I bet you there's going to be a surprising number of people who actually think it's pretty cool.
Write letters, we'll start a club.
All right, thanks, and thanks for watching,
you very
folks.
much.
Later, guys.
Happy Halloween.
Hey, what are you doing here? On the... No,